Well, we just got a brand new tornado warning here that just popped up, and it does go until 10 o'clock here. So we're going to take this here until 10 o'clock with this tornado warning, just because this one just popped up here. Again, this is for Noble County that just come on in here. And as you can see, we've got portions of Noble County and KOKH County within this until 10 o'clock. The center of circulation is basically near I-35, just to the east of the Billings area. And its current path will be heading towards the Marland area. It should remain north of Red Rock. We're kind of thinking that that's generally the case there. We're also looking at some very large hail with this too. So rotating wall cloud just west of I-35 near Billings, and we're taking a look at the velocity here. Both different modes there. You can definitely see that we are looking at that popping on up there. And so we'll do a little bit of a track here in just a moment. Oh, and actually, guys, yep, there you go. Yep, links too. Appreciate that. So we will put a little bit of a track on this right now. Let me just get the latest for this. Very large hail with it too, up to golf ball size, moving east only 25 miles an hour. 25 miles an hour with this one. So I'll put a track on this one here, just to the east of Billings. And we'll go about 30 just to make sure that we get everyone accompanied here in that one. So we've got Ceres at 9:39 and Red Rock at 9:51 arrival time here with this potential tornado. Again, there's been spotters here near I-35 that have been able to pick up on that rotating wall cloud, but there's been no confirmation of anything hitting the ground with that just now, but that did just pop up here. And that's why this is a brand new tornado warning that does go until 10 o'clock here for portions of Noble County, as well as a little bit there on the far southern edge there of KOKH counties. So you can also see still too that we have a large severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses this too, and you can really just see right now with the reflectivity that we've got a little bit of a better looking kind of inflow notch right there that's been occurring there just to the east there of the Billings. So I'll put that circle area right there. That's generally our new zone there of the inflow notch that is now going in. So it has not crossed I-35 just yet, but it's going to be there as they've been noticing that wall cloud there near I-35. And so that's going to be passing generally off to the east about 20-25 miles an hour. So Ceres need to make sure that we're taking our tornado precautions. Probably Red Rock here, it's going to be likely passing just to your north, but still though you're in the polygon, we want to make sure that you're staying weather aware, and also for the Marland area too. This severe thunderstorm warning as well as tornado warning combo goes until 10 o'clock. And we are seeing here that this is the only storm that's left out there. That's it. So eventually here it'll be making its way into Pawnee and Osage counties where it'll be out of our viewing area. And that is it. Everything else is gone. We are also noticing too, down farther to our south, that we've been noticing that storm that was tornado warned earlier on is now by Atoka, and there's no warning there with that. In fact, it's just a really, really weak cell now at this point. We've also had a number of storms that have been still passing on through portions of North Texas. Those also look to be really on their way down, and they're still moving generally straight east. Taking a look at our Frederick radar here with the southwest corner of the state, you can see there's no development currently happening right now, and so that's also good news. We'll even go a little bit farther to the west and turn on Amarillo, and you'll see that no storms within the panhandles there. So we are really looking to be quite good here with our storms. We just have to get rid of just this storm, and that's it here. So this is our only storm that we have left that we are concerned about, but you can tell that we have that area there that has our inflow notch there, basically right there by I-35, and we'll take a look at our velocity, and you'll still see that we got some tightening there that we're trying to see, but we're not there yet. But right there, that's where we're going to be watching for it there. So from right there, about 25 miles an hour or so to the east is going to be the tracks here of our tornado warning. So you've got Red Rock around 9:43 arrival time, Old Bliss at around 9:47, as well as the Marland area. If this keeps on its current trajectory off to the east at about 25 miles an hour. Also, very large hail too with this storm. It's got hail that could be up to, we're thinking here, 2 inches, if not even more. So in fact, as we look at our product, you can see that we've got that hail core that shows up about 2 inches. So large hail there. Now that large hail is passing generally along and just more to the east there of I-35, south of the Alcorn area there, and also south of Tonkawa too. So basically between Ceres and Tonkawa is where we have that large hail core that's going to be noted there. As I zoom on in here, try to get any more new spots. Again, east of Billings is generally where this is all at. I'll take a look back at velocity. Still watching broad areas of rotation there, but you can see with our reflectivity that it's got a good looking inflow notch currently with this storm. All right, just checking the latest here from the National Weather Service there. So we are looking at, they're continuing here for Kay and Noble counties right now. So that's what we have for our warning. And again, this goes until 10 o'clock here for tonight that we are seeing. So that's just Kay and Noble. Yep, correct. Yep, so moving pretty slowly here, generally to the east about 20, 25 miles an hour. Also looking at some very large hail with it too. As you can see, we've got that large hail core that comes in at about 2-inch in diameter sized hail. So that alone has been a number of our concerns here for tonight. Most of our storms have been very large hail here. So a lot of our storms have had hail that has been generally at golf ball size and greater for a lot of it. In fact, you just got a new update there heading towards the Marland area. You've got a much larger hail core that's starting to try to show up there. So might be looking at 3+ inch hail with our radar estimate here, but definitely large hail on the way for the Marland area. So Marland, and then also down the line here, White Eagle. Even though you guys might be a little bit farther away from the actual area of circulation, that large hail threat is going to be definitely an issue here with these storms. And so we want to make sure that we're trying to get away from our windows as quickly as we can here, because the hail could obviously be doing quite a bit of damage. We've seen some big hail pictures here from earlier on today. And so that's why we want to make sure that we're taking this seriously. Just got a new update there. Again, very large hail core with this storm right now. And I'll take a look back at our reflectivity to see if we got any new updates there for that. And you're going to see that, we got a good looking inflow notch there. In terms of our velocity, looks to be still pretty broad, but it is still showing up there, right there by Ceres. So when I put that on, it matches up there nicely with the actual inflow notch that you can kind of see there. I'll move it up a little bit higher from that lower third there. Yeah, so you can see right now that generally right where that area of broad rotation is also where that inflow is for the Ceres area. So that's moving again off to the east about 25 miles an hour or so. So we'll do a track from that point. Ceres got to make sure that we're taking our tornado precautions right now, as well as the Red Rock area, Marland, and eventually the White Eagle down the line there if it keeps on that trajectory. Again, just a little bit there of Kay County, but most of this tornado warning is in fact within Noble County. Ceres about 2 minutes from now, 9:31. Really, though, you should be there right now. Red Rock, 9:45. Old Bliss, as well as Marland at 9:50, respectively, for both of those locations. So, again, confirming that, we're not confirmed tornado report here, but we do have a number of spotters that are confirming that there is a rotating wall cloud with it. It looks to be a little bit shrouded in the rain, potentially, but that's our storm that we are currently watching. And that's it. So, tornado warning still remains here until 10 o'clock, and so we will stay with that here until that is over. We've also got a number of severe thunderstorm warnings that extend out from there, too, to take into account the very large hail that is being picked up with this storm. So it's going to be the hail core is moving towards Marland, and the circulation is approaching the Red Rock area. That's kind of what we're thinking here. And that's what National Weather Service is saying currently. So there's a big area there that's got more severe thunderstorm warnings that surround it now, just because we are kind of seeing it move in a little bit of a different direction here. Might be trying to split a little bit here. The Marland area, you're going to definitely see more of that hail side of the storm here, whereas the Red Rock area, you guys are going to see a little bit more of that potential tornadic threat there. So all these locations, though, Ceres, Red Rock, Marland, White Eagle, got to make sure that we are, again, in our shelters, going down to our safe spot because of the not only tornado threat with this storm, but also that very large hail threat, too, as we could be looking at some huge hail with this storm. Got a report there of some hail there that is up to $half sized in the 5 miles northeast of the Ceres area. So it's just right there, coming on in here to the Old Bliss in the Marland area. That's really where we're going to be looking at the large hail and a turn on our product there. And again, it's a big area that's being picked up, as that is where we have our hail core there. So it's coming in large area there of on our product here, 3+ inches. May not be totally reaching the ground in terms of all that much. There might be actually a lot of hail that's currently falling there. But again, we are making sure that we're staying away from our windows because all of our supercells and storms that we've seen today have had a very high potential of producing some very large hail. We had some large hail pictures come from earlier on, so these storms are still capable of doing that here as we now go into the evening hours. But another 29 minutes of this tornado warning is expected. All right, here, 1 second. Hey, Grant, I'm going to have you, Mike is here back with the live view. Can you go and meet him at the front door? Because he's going to have the live view. He's going to be here.
Retrieve the live view.
Yep.
He's right at the front.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we got our field meteorologist Mike Williams is coming back in here, so we will touch base with him in just here in a moment. But again, we are looking at a tornado warned storm now, and we've got it now for just Noble County as well as a small portion here of K County until 10 o'clock with a very large severe thunderstorm warning that surrounds it, also going until 10 o'clock too. With our latest update there, we got a new little scan that just came on in. Wall cloud is being lit up by lightning to the east of I-35, so there is I-35, and there's Xerxes right there, Red Rock, and the wall cloud is going to be where our area of rotation is going to be seen. Still pretty broad here, but we're pretty far away from any radar that would be able to look at it here nicely. And so it's going to be kind of a bit far away from everybody, from Vance, from Tulsa, from Twin Lakes. So our area of velocity is not going to look super impressive here, but we got spotters that are there, and they can see that we have a rotating wall cloud with that one. And again, it makes sense based on what it looks like on the reflectivity. There is our inflow coming on in there to the Red Rock area, and that's our only storm that we are dealing with right now, which is, again, good news here. We've got, when I zoom out, you'll see that we've got no more storms. So this is now the only game in town. And that's a very good thing after what was potentially going to be an extremely active day. We have had tornadoes within our area, and we have also seen, especially within Texas, some huge tornadoes down there, and then also coming on into, unfortunately, Love County, and as well as Carter County again from earlier on. In fact, that storm there that you have by the Atoka area, south of Atoka, by Caney, that storm there was at one point a massive supercell thunderstorm that has really fallen down in intensity. The Bentley area there, so that has really fallen down in intensity and is now just a little shower left over. So that's now gone. So we are really in good shape here, but we have just one more storm left to go, and that is this one up in portions of Noble as well as K counties, again, until 10 o'clock here for tonight. So that's our storm. Also looking to be a very large hail core with this one too. Not only large in just size, but also the size of the hail. The latest scan here brings it down just a little bit, but still though coming in at a very respectable 2 inches in diameter. So a very large hail heading towards the Marland area currently, and that's basically the part that's the north of the actual area of circulation that would be more towards Xerxes and Red Rock where we have that tornado warning. So we've got, we'll put it back on our velocity there, and again you can kind of see it's a broad area of rotation. Again, it's not going to be looking the best here for us based on how high this is going to be showing up in the storm, but it's definitely there. We got that area there within our inflow notch, right by the Red Rock area there. That's going to be where that potential tornado would be. So still moving at last check here to the east at around about 20 miles an hour or so. And just looking at a couple things here from National Weather Service chat. Okay, so that was an earlier on report there. So, okay, so that's all right. That's all right. So again, the only storm here moving on into eventually parts of it are going to go into Osage County as well as Noble counties. I'm just going to see if Tulsa looks a little bit better there. Does not really look to be much better. You can kind of see on Tulsa's radar a little bit better there, that area of rotation that we were looking at. The actual reflectivity looks to be a little bit better when we use Vance Air Force Base, but you can see right there by Red Rock, that would be where our area of rotation is right there. And so again, Red Rock, need to make sure that we're still seeking shelter now as of this point. And then we also have, again, the Marland area that would be dealing with the very large hail with it too. Then the rest of the county, that will continue here until 10 o'clock here for this evening. So we've got this last storm here left to go, and that is it. From a reflectivity standpoint, again, not looking good from Tulsa, but when we turn on Vance Air Force Base, you can kind of see that inflow notch there a little bit more. And it's, again, right by the Red Rock area. We've got no real confirmed reports there of anything touching down yet. And you can kind of see that when we turn on our debris tracker, there's blue that would show up there, but that's not actual debris right there. We're just looking at probably some strong winds being kicked up right there. So we are still looking at it to be radar indicated, but still a dangerous storm, not only from the tornadic aspect of it, but also for the hail aspect too. In fact, there's our hail core once again lighting back up again, where our product goes 3+ inches. Probably not exactly all that big, but we still have that chance for some very large hail with this storm too. Again, moving very slowly east, about 20 miles an hour. The Marland area, need to make sure that we're again in our safe spot, taking our shelter because of that large hail potential. And then also in the Red Rock area too, when I turn back on our reflectivity, you can kind of see where that notch is, our inflow. Got to make sure that we are also taking our tornado precautions in that spot too. As we zoom on in, it's a pretty rural area, as you can well imagine. So we're not exactly seeing a whole lot of spots that are going to light up here, but we're generally going to take it from about there, about 25 miles an hour to the east. Doesn't pick up on anything there. So again, Red Rock, got to make sure that we're again seeking shelter. Marland, Old Bliss, and we've got a little bit of a update there. They have trimmed that to tornado warning. So Joe, go back to National Weather Service and see. So hail still looks to be really big with this thing, up to tennis ball sized hail still east at 30 miles an hour. So it's going a little bit faster now. That 2.5-inch tennis ball sized hail makes a lot of sense there. You clearly see within our product, which has been pretty spot on here this evening, you've got that large area there of 3-inch plus hail being depicted within our product. So easily looking at tennis ball sized hail heading towards the Marland area. Even though you're far away from what would be the center of circulation there for that tornado aspect of it, we still have that huge hail potential. And so we want to make sure that we're getting staying away from our windows in that regard too, because that's obviously going to be an issue here for us. White Eagle, you're away from that area there of the rotation, but that area of large hail is heading your way too. So again, make sure you're also taking shelter from that too. We'll go back. We got a new update there with our scan, and I'll go to velocity, and we'll see that. We'll see what it looks like there. We're all kind of now looking to be about the same with our velocity product there. Still an area of rotation that we're watching. It's going to be now to the northeast of the Red Rock area and also to the southeast of the Marland area. So we're in there now. I will take back a look back at our inflow notch. That's what it looks like on Vance. Let's go back to Tulsa. Yeah, so that area there is right there to the east there of the Red Rock area. Marland, Old Bliss, you guys are not in that tornado threat from the inflow, but you are going to be looking at that huge hail potential still overhead with you guys. Yeah, and there it is there. And I will also kind of click on these spots down here. So what that's picking up on is the wind. So our product is able to pick up on that potential little bit of rotation there, again, to the northeast of the Red Rock area. And then we've got our very large hail core that's heading towards over Marland and Old Bliss currently, but heading towards the White Eagle area. So we've got 20 more minutes left over of this tornado warning. And this, again, remains the only storm that we have left here in the area. We do not expect there to be any more development here during the overnight hours. And I just kind of go out in a far zoom here, and I will just go for a 15-minute loop and just go zoom way out here to the whole statewide. So as you can see right now with our statewide view, we don't have anything out here. There's nothing in the panhandles. There's nothing in western North Texas. So there's no more development here for the rest of the night, which is great. These storms that are still warned currently, they are trying to get a little bit closer there to south central Oklahoma right now, but for the most part, they're staying generally right there along and just to the south of the Red River, which is good. We're just really concerned about this storm right there as it's heading now a bit more now into more of Osage County currently and into more of Pawnee County as well. So that is what we have from the big picture. There have been a number of reports to that we have seen from damage. We had in Mutual, we had that confirmed tornado there, and then we also had that still same tornado warned storm there. Yep, there it is right there. So there's our Mutual confirmed tornado report. And then we've also seen a number of reports from that same zone there of some large hail. In fact, most of what we saw today in terms of, storm reports have been actual hail damage and hail reports there, just kind of going down the line. That's really what we saw most of here. And then down in Texas, there were likely some huge tornadoes down there. And then also we had them by Marietta and Thackerville too earlier on, south of the Ardmore area. We had another confirmed tornado there too. So we are definitely going to add more to our list here within Oklahoma of tornadoes for the month of May. So we are not done adding numbers to that tornado count just yet, but that is what we've seen so far today. We've seen so far a couple of tornado reports within our viewing area, and then also a lot in the way of hail reports. I think overall, though, this is a pretty good day. We could have had it way, way worse out there today, and I would consider this to be a pretty good forecast here for us, as it looked to be far more scary here earlier on today with all the parameters that we had in place here. So obviously we couldn't escape a couple tornado warnings, but it clearly, though, was a little bit better than what we were expecting, which is good. So Noble counties here remain for the next 17 more minutes there with this tornado warned storm. You can kind of see with our inflow notch, generally where I have it now, might be trying to get a little bit more kind of pinched off. We'll go through our different radars here to see if we can see any variation there. This is Tulsa, and then we'll go and take a look at Vance. Yeah, so they're going to be putting them in two different spots there, but really what we kind of see is that the area kind of getting pinched off there just a little bit more. In terms of our velocity, quite broad there. In terms of anything from the National Weather Service that's coming in new, we've got Marlin between Red Rock and Marlin. Broad rotation, but inflow increasing quite a bit on the northeast side. So, yeah, we are still looking at this to still be a storm that's capable of producing a tornado. And golf ball-sized hail. So we still do have some very large hail with this storm. But right now, again, we're far away from our radar, so it's going to be kind of tough to tell here for us. The area of circulation now is going to be generally now to the south and to the southeast of the Old Bliss area. Got a new update there. May actually be watching a couple of zones here. It's quite broad with our rotation here. It's going to be a little tough to tell where we are based on how far away we are from the radar. I'll go back to our reflectivity, and you can kind of see that we might be looking at trying to maybe develop another smaller notch here in the back. So I'm going to put a little small time lapse on here just to kind of see what we're looking at. So yeah, right there you can see that we've got our first inflow notch right there between Marland and Red Rock. And in fact, there may have been a tornado with that. And then also now too, a little bit of some slightly a weaker circulation, but still possible there with another smaller notch there on the back side of it. Again, basically in the same spot. So we're still looking between Red Rock and between Marlin there for that area there that could be capable of producing a tornado. Just for a little bit longer, it's going to be within Noble County until 9:45. You've got just a little bit left over of KOKH County still in that there, but when you get by the rivers there, our counties kind of get a little bit messy there with their shapes. So we're almost there to the Osage County line, and you can see they already have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings out ahead of that until 10:30, as this again is a strong storm. So you can see now that after all of that storm activity that we had up there, a lot of it is now kind of congealed all into this one storm, and so there's still some obviously severe aspects with this storm too, which is why it remains tornado warned. No latest update here from NWS, and in terms of the center of circulation, it's going to be, again, now generally to the southeast there of the Marland area, south of the White Eagle area, but that hail core also remains quite large with it too. The hail core is again going to be a big thing with this storm too. As I go back to that, you got that large area there of 3+ inch hail that could be possible within this zone. So by the White Eagle area, again, that's an area that we want to make sure that we're staying away from our windows because of that hail potential. And then also with our products too, you can see that it starts to pick up more on some of that wind threat there. Again, now to the southeast of the Marland area and to the northeast of the Red Rock area. That's going to make sense with where that area is on our velocity as well as on our reflectivity. So I'm going to circle that little zone there after I see that should be probably 60 mile per hour, 70 mile per hour. So right there, we've got that area there of some strong winds being picked up by the radar, which would probably really be the inflow area there on the inflow. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. So with where we are right now, it's going to be potentially some mismatches between what it looks like on reflectivity and where the actual spots are on the velocity. But that is what we have approaching now. Again, the Osage County and Noble County lines. Again, going until 10 o'clock here for tonight. So K County is now out of it. So we just have now just Noble County now for 10 o'clock here. We're still looking at a very large hail core with it too, up to tennis ball sized hail. And we've got the chance here for that tornado warning storm east of 25 miles an hour. So it's got just a little bit left here until it's able to exit our viewing area. But again, when I zoom on in, there's really not much that pops up here. But we are looking at probably that area of circulation to be closest there near Acre Road and North 3340 Road. That's about where we are looking at here, east now of Highway 177. That is what we have right now for that spot. Okay, let me check a couple things here. All right, so again, zooming way out just to give everybody an idea about what's going on here. We've been obviously on a kind of high alert here today with all the storm potential. We've got most of our storms now have moved out of our viewing area here. In fact, besides just this one, once this one moves out of here, we are going to be done here with our storms. We're then watching still some storms here across more of far north central Texas, right there again by I-35, but we are looking at that to probably stay for the most part just to the south of the Red River, and if it is able to cross over into more of southeast Oklahoma, that should stay primarily out of our viewing area. In fact, there's a new tornado warning that just popped up down there. So the severe criteria here and the severe threats are not totally done just yet, but really for our intents and purposes, our viewing area here, anywhere within this spot, which is most of our area now, is all clear right now, including the city, including the metro area. So there's nothing that's been forming in the panhandles. There's nothing that's forming in Kansas right now that would come into Oklahoma. There's nothing in far portions of western North Texas. So it's really just going to be now these storms that we have on the radar, essentially, that we are going to be concerned about, as everything else has moved on out, and our threat really is just no more of an issue here for us. So again, that storm down there, that's moving just straight to the east, and that one goes until 10:30 there. You can really see the hook on that one. That's a great looking hook there, and so that's again up to 10:30, and so there's another chance there that we could be looking at near the Thackerville area for tornado warning to pass pretty close to there. That happened earlier on today. So it might be pretty close once again. Just this corridor here has been battered with a number of supercells passing on through during this time. Now you can see now that we got our new tornado warnings here for Pawnee as well as Osage counties there. So those are now moving on into the Tulsa market now at this point. So those are moving on out of the area here. And I think what we'll do here is Grant, do you know right now, since you're here, do you know if Tulsa has their newscast starting right now? Because they would be also probably in a tornado warning. Because I'm just thinking I should just take this until 10 o'clock then, because they're going to be preoccupied with the tornado warning there. Because the tornado warning really, at this point, is out of our viewing area now at this point. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to go until 10 o'clock here, and then we'll just finish this up. Say that again, Jamie. Exactly, yeah. So I'm just going to continue here until 10 o'clock for to wrap up our newscast then. Jamie, if you wouldn't mind here, in a few minutes, I'll tell you, and we'll switch over to links 1, and then I can just actually kind of go through a forecast, if that sounds good here. Yep, so we'll stay on links 2 for about 5 more minutes here, and just kind of talk about a few things, and then we will sign off right at 10 o'clock there, and then we'll be all good. But again, this last storm here is now moving now into Osage County as well as Pawnee counties. We got just a little bit here left over of Noble, and I'll turn it on to Tulsa. Again, right now you're looking at that center of circulation to be probably right there on the river. So it's going to be very, very rural area there. In terms of anything rotating, we have broad areas of rotation, very large hail still at this point. And you can kind of see now, okay, with our radar product there, that we are able to pick up on some, stronger winds there. It's going to be, 80-mile-an-hour winds there within that section. And the reason why it's doing that, not only is there the potential here for some strong rear flank downdraft winds, we could also be looking at this to be also picking up on the winds within the updraft itself where that rotation is currently happening. So we've got those spots that we're watching out for. The wind threat by the tornado side of the storm, and then also the large hail there that passed through White Eagle earlier on and is now at this point just crossing on over now into Osage County at this point. So again, tornado warning continues here until 10 o'clock for Noble County. But really at this point right now, most of the actual area that we are concerned about is now basically into Osage County as of now. It's moving straight east at about 25 miles an hour or so. And the circulation is now approaching the Arkansas River. So it's basically there right now at this point. So that's going to be moving out of our viewing area at this point. And then we've got nothing else behind it, which is good. Again, we'll take a look one more time here at any debris. Don't see any of that, which is good. In terms of anything hail-wise, that hail core is really more by the White Eagle area more than anything else there. And now moving more into Osage County. Just got a new update there, and you can see now the center of circulation is at the river now at this point. So what I'm going to do here is Jamie, we'll go to links. We'll go to links 1 currently. We'll go to links 1, and I'll just kind of do a forecast here as we just kind of use up the rest of this time there. How's it going, Weston? How you doing?
Good.
All right, so I'm just going to change it over to links 1, and we're just going to continue on with that. I know a little disorganized here based on how this ended up going, but we got this last-minute tornado warning that happened here right at the very end. So what I'm going to do is we'll swap it on over there, and we'll do an actual just kind of forecast here for us. So most importantly, I think you're going to see that from a forecast standpoint for the rest of this evening, we've got our Futurecast up that's currently up right now. This is the latest model run that we have. And what you're going to see is that we don't have anything else developing. All the storms that we have currently out there, and it's doing an okay job with where things are right now, but it's all moving generally off to the east, and there's really no more development anywhere else, which is great. So once the storm is out of here, we are done, and we then are looking at quiet rest of our night here for tonight. Now, as we go into the day tomorrow, we are going to have to watch out for some very warm temperatures once again, and also the chance for some storms again on the east side of the state. We do have a slight risk for severe weather that just barely gets into Oklahoma, and also a marginal that comes out a little bit from there. But nothing within our viewing area. Hughes County gets just a little bit there, maybe some small chance of a thunderstorm here. But as we animate through our model here for the overnight hours going into tomorrow, this will be the most up-to-date version again. And you can see that as we go into tomorrow, most of us are dry here. Very hot temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. But by the time we get towards the evening hours, there might be a few storms that are able to pop up. There we go. So our model takes it really by Idabel, and that's about it. So not saying it's going to be just in the far, far southeast corner, but you get the idea here, though. Most of our storms are going to be well out of our viewing area, and also probably not much even within Tulsa's either. What was that, Jamie? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. So In terms of our next weather maker, we're now basically looking at a actual just more chance for rain as we head into next week. So we've got this cold front coming through tomorrow, and basically what's happened is that after our storms passed on through this evening like they have, there's a Pacific cold front that's coming in throughout the day tomorrow. And if you remember what happened on our Friday, there were some storms that popped up along a front that developed after our storms that we had on Thursday with our tornado warned storms. So a very similar pattern takes place tomorrow. But we're probably looking at, again, very few storms actually forming within Oklahoma with this front. So I don't think we're really worried too much about it. Again, if it does, it's going to be in the far east side of the state out of our viewing area. So you've got a great sunny day for tomorrow to enjoy things without the stress of severe weather or tornadoes or anything like that for tomorrow. Got a nice, just sunny, hot day out there for us. And then also for our Memorial Day, too. It's going to be also, again, a sunny as well as a warm day here for us. But really, our next weather maker is actually going to be more rain that picks up as we go into next week. There's going to be what we would call more of a kind of northwest flow pattern where there's going to be a few waves that come in out of the northwest for us here. And what that will mean will be multiple chances worth of rain here throughout our forecast next week. So by the time everyone heads back to work on Tuesday, small chance of showers and storms. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there are all chances for some showers and storms there too. And we're also probably looking at what could be quite a lot of rain here for us. So we've got on our model here depicting 2 to 3 inches worth of rain here over the next 7 days. Now, some of this does actually include today. So we think that when this updates tomorrow that this might come down a little bit here, but you get the idea. There is going to be the chance here for multiple days here of some good soaking rains. And the really nice part about that is it's probably going to be coming with very little in the way of severe weather potential. That's what's really going to be the nicest thing about it too. We're also looking at our temperature trend here over the next 7 days. We're looking at this to be actually pretty close to average. So we are warm for tomorrow. We're still warm for Memorial Day on Monday. But by the time we get to Tuesday and a lot of next week here, we're looking at temperatures to be basically very close to average. So for tonight, we're still watching those storms, though, moving on into more of green country here this evening with temperatures that will be in the upper 50s and low 60s. Maybe also watching a few of those storms there down in cross portions of North Texas. They may come into far southeast Oklahoma, but most of us, though, within our viewing area, we are nice and dry here for this evening. And then for tomorrow, we've got temperatures that'll be very warm in the upper 80s and low 90s. The southwest corner of the state might be really hot there, more middle 90s out there for us. So it's going to be a nice lake day, a nice pool day tomorrow. And the great thing about tomorrow, you don't have to worry about that stress overhanging us with that chance of storms lingering later on into the day. That will not happen here for our day tomorrow. So as we look at our forecast here for the 10-day, you can see we've got a nice sunny day for our Sunday. By the time we get to Monday on Memorial Day, more sunshine is expected, and then with a chance for more scattered showers and storms here over the next